Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to be coming to you today with a fresh new interview for you. And this is going to be really fun. This is something that we have coming up here in the next month. Really, it's flying up upon us here, and we're kind of late to the party, but I'm excited. I want to get this out there and maybe help somebody else out there and get y'all here for this event. We have the honor of having Angelique Robb on today with Synced Live. This is going to be an annual show moving forward. It's our second show. It's going to be in Atlanta this year, and I want to talk to you a little bit, Angelique, about what the show is going to be. I want you to tell our audience about what all is going to be happening there, and then even a little bit more about Synced, what it is, what the publication company is, what y'all do there, and it's just I really like. We had a call before we even did this podcast, and we just kind of got a feel for what Synced is, and filled me in more. And I'm a big believer in what you have going on here, and I think that the education that you're bringing to this space is going to be business changing. It can be very transformative for some guys if they really dive into this and get plugged in the right areas. And I'm excited to see where the future goes. So, Angelique, welcome to the show, and thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about what you're doing in the industry too. So I love that you're speaking to, young business owners and teaching them how to grow their business and develop their own niche in the industry. So great job. And excited to be here. I am really proud of what we started here. And we had our first show earlier this year in 2022 in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And so we had about 30 booths in our expo and a lot of educational talks. And this year we're going to have even more. So we're planning on 70 booths, which will have lots of vendors. So an expo, but we'll also have a lot of education on the show floor. And it's a bit different than other events in that all of the education will be on the show floor. Mm. So you don't, go down the hall and
you don't feel like you're missing the event.
Yeah. So you're not missing out on the vibe of the expo. You can, get involved with any of the stages. So we have 3 stages. We have some panel discussions, which are industry leaders such as Mike Haynes that runs the Loving Companies. We have some landscape architects. One of the landscape architects runs his own business in Florida, and he builds in the Bahamas and, all over in Florida too. But wow. It's about, getting these kind of industry leaders up on stage to talk about innovation and how it will help the next generation and how we can make things happen differently and almost create this new industry. We have so many new tools coming out, software as a service, just so many cool things that we want young business owners, all business owners, to know about and get the chance to learn how to use them. So we're talking about sustainability and how we can make it work for your business. We're talking about innovation. Sorry, I said that one already. We have Jeff McManus, who's going to give us a keynote speech, and he has written a book that he's launching at our event called Cultivate, and it's about tailgating with your team to make a difference. So really excited to have him there with his book launch. We have, employees, getting employees on board with what you're doing. So I'm going through some of the educational topics.
Yeah.
Having the courage to create the business you want. And again, these are all from industry leaders that have a lot of time and experience in the industry, and they're wanting to spend effort to give back to companies like your audience. So we have a talk on recruitment and retaining employees. Another one, automation for your business, like how to make it pay, so looking at, what your costs to mow, whatever size properties you have, and how you can make it work for your business, or integrate it into your business, or add it onto your business. We have another company talking about what you can learn from failure. So, and not being afraid to fail, because how much it can propel your company forward. But we also have a technical stage that is going into lighting and irrigation talks and new technologies there, how to improve sales, tools to work smarter, not harder, soil education. We have an lighting and audio company that is sponsoring the music for the event. So we're going to have music all day, and again, it's another add-on to your service. So learning about how to create outdoor audio systems for your clients. Gosh, there's so many things. I'm so excited.
No, this sounds like a packed schedule. Just some of these things that sound interesting to me are the audio. I was actually in a class at Equip this year, and the speaker was talking about, he polled the audience to see who did audio, and there was like 2 or 3 guys out of 120 people in there that did audio. And they talked about it, and they were talking about their profit margins. They were insane what their profit margins were, and it wasn't very hard. And it's like, that's just not something that's talked about very often. Like, I don't hear audio talked about as an option for a green industry company. Like, I don't hear that as an option. And lighting as well. Lighting is a lot more popular. Landscape lighting, enhancing the home value. Really, you do that with lighting and being able to see it at night. So those are really cool topics that I think that are going to be interesting for people, and I think you can learn so much from it. What I'm looking forward to is getting to be there all together, and like you said, it's all on the showroom floor. So do you have a number? Did you even count these? How many topics are going to be talked about? I mean, I think you just ran through 10 or 15 there in 2 minutes.
It will be about 15 topics, and again, we're going to have that published ahead of time. We're still working through some of the titles and the times and all that. So just we're going to have it on our website and on the Eventbrite page. Mm-hmm. So there is a fee to come to the event, but I'd like to point out that for $100 or $99, you're getting quite a lot of education that at any other event would cost you, $500 or $600 to get. Yeah. And we are applying for those people that need continuing education units or points for their association membership. We are applying for that. So you can get
that's really cool
education units. But again, even if you don't need it, it's, for your association membership, you're going to learn so much. And we've made sure that we're picking, really on point topics and making sure that we have a variety of things. So maybe, it's technical that you're there for. So you'll have a whole day of technical topics that can enhance what you offer your clients and give you another string to add to your bow, is another way to put it, but another revenue stream. And these are the people that can tell you what kind of profit margin you will make on it, and they're here to help you make that. Mm-hmm. And the other side is, if you're looking to scale your business, we're going to have, a whole day of events for scaling your business. So, which I think is really important when, the industry has been growing and, going a bit crazy with business, but it's not easy to scale.
No, especially not in today's world. With everything that's going on.
The right people. I mean, you can waste a lot of money by hiring the wrong people, and retaining people that you have, if they are good fit. Sometimes it's, I think I did start my own business, and it was the first time I'd started business, and it was landscape maintenance, and I grew into hardscaping and design for hardscaping and softscaping, and I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And it costs you a lot, and you don't want to think about how much it costs you. So if you can get ahead of it and have the right people to call on, or the right, companies that can support you, that you can call on, it makes a world of difference. So I know I did things not in the right order. So if I can help, I want to help 100 companies, do it right from the start and not waste time and effort. So I'm hoping we can bring that to everyone within reach of this event.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to happen if you come with the right attitude. So the way that I look at events like this Sync Live, Equip, Launchpreneur Academy, Together in the Trades, all these live events that we have now in our industry, and even more to come. I mean, they're going to keep popping up in years to come. Is my first question I ask is there value there? Where is the value? What is the value in going? And the value in this event, to me, correct me if you think I'm wrong, or if you want to add something that you think, is the value is going to be in the education you receive at this event, is in the networking and the people you get to meet. But the education sticks out to me because we'll talk straight. This isn't going to be an Equip with 5,000 vendors or however many vendors they have at Equip. Like that, it's not going to be that. It's going to be 70 vendors, which is going to be a smaller, close-knit environment. So you're not going to necessarily be going there to see equipment or see massive, big excavators or whatever you want, demo equipment. That's not really going to be what the value is in this event. The event is going to be valued around and based around the education that's in the event. And 70 vendors, that's a lot of vendors. Like that for a second year event, that's a lot. That's a lot of vendors. Like I'm not downplaying that at all. I'm just saying.
And we talk to our vendors to say, we want education on the booth too.
Yeah.
So we have porcelain paving companies that are set up to educate you on the booth. Like, what's the benefit of using porcelain paving, using natural stone, so you can actually, learn from every booth as well as the education topic. So
they understand they have to bring value. That's the whole thing, is like, if you're going to any live event that you go to, anything that you are part of, anything in life, you need to be asking, where's the value? What is the value in eating right? What is the value in getting to bed on time? Like, there's so many. What is the benefit of it? That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. What is the benefit that you take away? And is it $100? Is that more than some other trade shows? It is, but like we said, the amount of education in this event is $500 to $600 worth of education that you'd be paying at other events. And so you get to go here for a day, or an afternoon, and a full day. We'll talk hours here in a second, but you get to go and you get to talk to all these guys, and it's not necessarily like, so you get to meet, you get to hear all these guys speak, you get to hear a lot of talks on this stuff, but then the people you get to meet, run through a list of these names again of who some of the biggest names are going to be speaking are. I know the guy in Atlanta who owns, remind me of his name.
Jim McCutcheon.
Yeah, McCutcheon from Highgrove. The biggest, isn't that like the biggest landscape company in Atlanta? One of the biggest.
Yes, a commercial landscape company. So, and Jim is really, great to talk to. We had him at our first event, and just really down to earth, asked really good questions. When he's not on stage, he's asking really good questions of who is on stage. We have Jay Worth, who's worked in the industry for a long time and now is with Single Ops. So he has a lot of tree knowledge. He is contributing an article to our next issue on spotted lanternfly. We have Joe Langton, who has run his own commercial landscape company since he was like 20. And now he's in automation as well as still running his commercial landscape company in Chicago. We have Billy Van Eaton, who's a CEO of Cumberland Landscape Group. We have Deborah Cole, who is a leader from the female side of the industry for women in the NALP. And she has turned her company. She ran her company for, I think, 30 years and developed into 3 different branches and then turned it into an employee-owned company. So again, just great people that are about giving back and, are really excited to be there. We have, I think I mentioned earlier, Mike Haynes from the Loving Companies.
Yeah.
He's going to be involved. We have some Kelly Dowell. We have Mario Cambardella. We have some great enthusiastic people that are going to be on stage. And yeah, I'm just really excited to have so much support in the industry for it as well, because we are new and it is a small event. So it takes a lot of effort for these speakers to come in from everywhere. We're working with AGSA. So hopefully Dan Mabe will be there virtually, if not in person. And again, he coaches companies on low impact, low noise transition. We have some battery operated companies coming with equipment. So we have smart measurement companies. We have a design academy that's coming. So if you want to add design to your business, she teaches you how to do that. We have walling systems. Like I said, different paving systems, that will have booths. So yeah, just a lot of different ways of learning. So if you don't want to go to a talk, you could spend all day going to the booths and learning there. But we also have a reception on the Monday night. So we'll have some drinks and socializing time. So, get everybody warmed up for the next day ahead.
Yeah.
So it should be a fun time. It'll be in the expo hall as well. So have a couple drinks, look at the booths, get to know people, and then, full day the next day.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a full day with that lineup. And so going back to the list of speakers, is like, you can pay $100 to get around that. That's where the value. One of the other benefits and value is to me is like, you get to pay $100 and you get to be around people who are worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. Some of these guys, like literally, there's 8 to 10 people there that you listed off that are worth millions of dollars, like that you can go have conversations with, and those people probably don't even do one-on-one coaching calls or do any, like their schedule doesn't allow. There's no way they could do that. Or if it did allow, they would charge $5,000 an hour because that's what their time is worth. And it's just being real. That's what their time is worth. And so you're going to get to be there for a day, 8-10 hours, however long the day is, and you get to sit there and shake hands and ask him a question. And the thing is you have to realize going in, and you said this without even thinking about it, but it stood out to me because it's something I always hit on, is Jim McCutcheon always asks the right questions. Even when he's not on stage, he's asking the people on stage the right questions. And that's, why do you think he is where he is? Because he asked the right questions along the way. So when we get the opportunities to have these conversations with industry leaders, with these guys who have owned and women who have owned businesses and have grown them and scaled them in our industry, then when you get around them to shake hands, you don't say, well, how much money do you make? That's not the question you ask. You have to have the right question in your pocket, ready to ask. And so when you have that short time together, you ask the right question and get the most value out of it. So I'm looking forward to being around those guys, getting to hang out with them, hopefully get a few of them on the podcast, and just get to network and grow my business as well. But let's talk automation really fast. So we covered education pretty heavy here. Education is definitely where a lot of the value is going to be. But then automation is also pretty cool to me. There's the industry is changing. There's no way to hide that. There's no way to deny that. It's not going to happen overnight by any means, but it's definitely changing. In the next 10 to 15 years, we're going to be in a heavily automated industry, I believe. Automated lawnmowers, all the things that go along with it. What does automation look like to you? How have you handled? You said you built a business. Did you use automation much? And then if you didn't, then what are these guys going to be bringing in and showing us for the future? What automation looks like? What have you gotten to hear from them?
Okay. Yeah, no, great questions. Throwing a lot of them at me at one time. But yeah, so in my business, it was in the UK. So a bit of a different market, but I had a lot of residential clients that we were designing and building gardens so they could use robotic mowers. And I think if you talk to anybody that's familiar with the European robotic mowers, they've been around for a long time and they've been in use a long time in Europe. But here in the States, it does take a different way of thinking. We have more land. We have, lots of different types of clients as well. And I think we needed more options for automation. And that's where Joe Langton, his commercial landscape experience running a company, I've really found fascinating, because what he knows about all of the different manufacturers, and he wants to know about all of them and go, okay, that one's great at doing this. So if, depending on what you're doing, you're servicing residential clients or commercial clients, depending on the size of the turf, depending on the slope, depending on the type of grass, depending on the economics, it might work to use one piece of automation versus another for mowing grass. And it's whether you want something that's being charged on site or that you take away and you bring to lots of landscape properties. It does there. I mean, that's what's so incredible right now. There are so many options, and it's how to pick. And he approaches it, and that's why I like that he's running a session on kind of the business behind it, because there's a lot of cool robotic mowers out there, and there's new ones coming out that you can't even, get your hands on right now, but they all have different niches. And, as business owners, you need to know, right, how do they pay for themselves? What's the ROI on this? And how do I do my business differently to afford to invest in it, or to, how do you talk your clients through it?
Yeah,
because
that's a huge thing. That's something
they're afraid of them.
yeah. No, like you're saying, it's been in the UK. Y'all have had it a long time over there, and the US is behind in that aspect. It just is what it is. Like tilt rotators on excavators, like that's something that is working its way over. I don't even know. I'm not in that space, but I just see it on Instagram and things. Like people in Sweden have been using those things forever. Like if you don't have one over there, you're like left behind. Like you're in the dark ages. But here it's like if you have one of those, you're on the breaking edge of technology. And so that stuff, that automation is going to be coming over. But one of the biggest things that business owners have to ask themselves and try to figure out, and then also put in their budgets, like how do we recover our overhead? Because it's a lot more expensive. I know some mowers that are that I've spoken with dealers directly, and they're twice as expensive as gas power mowers sometimes. So,
well, and so that's where you have to look at the economics, and that's all of what Joe's talk is going to be about. Like, if it means that you can have, let's say, your property's getting mowed while you're not there, and then you're able to employ your workforce to do more, lucrative,
more hands-on task.
Yeah. Or managing those, so you're getting all your gardens are sorry, I say a lot of UK words. Please forgive me. I'm learning, but you have all of these mowers mowing at the same time. You can have your team. We're all short on workforce right now. The whole world is. Then you can have your team, checking on those properties, or doing things like the detail work that takes a bit more focus, the strimming, the blowing, the weeding, or the client interface. You can do the better jobs with your better use of your people or yourself. You could be quoting on jobs while you're getting your gardens mowed, and it also, I think, you can follow it, you can watch it on your smartphone if it's a GPS controlled mower, so you can make sure that it's working. You can multitask a lot better.
Yeah.
So it might be more expensive up front, but you have to think of how much does it cost to onboard more people? We all need more people and we're struggling to find them. So it could actually, if you could mow more gardens in the same time, is it a cost increase, by purchasing it?
Yeah. It's something to be thought about and talked about, because it's new and new
way of thinking.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is you have to change the way you think about things moving forward, and that's what it's going to take. And I think that we need an event like this. We need a publication like this. We need education like this. So that's why I've backed behind Synced here, and like I said, I love everything that's going on. So let's talk details of the event if you want to. When it is, I know, like I said, it's about a month away. It's coming up fast, but when it is, time, location, all that stuff.
It's February 6th and 7th. So it's a Monday and Tuesday. It starts at 3 p.m. on the Monday. So the show opens. You can walk around the booths starting at 3 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, we have a bar that will open. Everybody will get drink tickets. And it looks like we have a sponsor coming in for that. So we will have some, maybe more than a couple drink tickets per person. So let's see. And then the next day, the show will open at 8, but the talks don't start until 9. And then we'll have talks, education. They'll have concessions on stands, so you can have coffee anytime, lunch anytime, and then the show will close around 5:30. So we'll have enough to keep you busy. We're going to have some games and things like that as well. So I'll just leave it at that to keep your interest peaked. So we'll have a lot going on. So a day and a half of events. But if you can't make it for the whole thing, you could come for an hour or two, and you'll still get more than your $100 worth of value, even if you can't the whole time. So we wanted to make it flexible. We only had it for one day earlier this year, and we had a lot of people request, can you stay open later so we can, go to work and then still make it for a few hours. But we thought it might be daunting to do that all in one day. For exhibitors standing there all day, it just makes for a really long day. So that's why we thought, well, portion of the day, open late on the Monday night, and the social event is the night before. So again, maybe that's where you get to talk to people, just get to meet them one-on-one and see how amazing these industry leaders are and how willing they are to chat, get to know you, and see, what they can help with. That's what I think. That's what I feel so honored that these leaders believe in what we're doing enough to give up their time to come and just meet people, and then the next day, then you feel more comfortable maybe asking questions when they're giving a talk. You feel comfortable going up to the exhibitors at their booth. It doesn't feel as daunting because you've had a beer with them the night before. Then the next day you can really get the most of questioning them, learning about what they offer. So I think it's going to be a great format, and really looking forward to learning from our audience as well, what they want to see for next year. So 2024.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to at the event, and then we can make the next event even better. So we're doing this for everyone. So let us know.
I'm so excited. Where it's in Atlanta. Where is the event venue and things like that?
It's Cobb Galleria, and it's right next to the Atlanta Braves Stadium. So it's a really cool area.
It's in the good part of Atlanta.
It is. And what's neat is the Cobb Galleria, you can just walk over a pedestrian bridge, and it's just restaurants and, like like a little pedestrianized area next to the Atlanta Braves stadium. So I'd never seen it before until last year.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool little like mini village, and everything's in walking distance. So, and we also have some rooms on hold at the Hyatt Hotel. It's linked on our website. So I think it's the only Hyatt that's really close by, the Cobb Galleria, but we have a link on our website so you can get to those rooms that are on hold for us. If you want to stay the night on Monday night, we have it on hold for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, just in case anybody wanted to make a few days of it if you're traveling. But it's going to be great. You can park your car and just walk all for the couple days and have a great social time.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. And then we will have the link in the show notes today to the website, but it is, in case they just want to look it up, what's the website to look at and register?
So it's synced, synkd.io. And if you want, you just click on event at the top and pull that down, and that's our event, Sync Live. So it's also synced.io/live-event. So all the details are on there. You can buy tickets there. It's an Eventbrite embed, but you can also go to Eventbrite and look up Sync Live, and it's on there.
Fantastic.
So look forward to having you all.
Absolutely. I think that this is going to be a great turnout. Guys, I hope you get to come and make a trip and make a day out of it. If you're in the South, if you're within 5 hours, I would say it's worth the trip, 5-6 hours, drive down. It's going to be value-packed. It's going to be well worth your $100. I mean, it's $100. Like, come on. That's a tank of gas for some people. Right? Yes, I will be there. Yes, 100%. I'll be there. I'm looking forward to being there. Paul Jameson's going to be there. So right. With the Green Industry Podcast, he's going to be doing some podcasts. And isn't he going to be on his panel as well?
He is, yes. Yeah. So Paul's going to be involved, and we're looking forward to having you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm making a great day of it.
Yeah.
Couple days of it.
That's right. A couple days. It's going to be a fun Monday night, getting to hang out with everybody, and then Tuesday is going to be a packed show as well. So if you have any questions, reach out, DM me, or you can go on the website. And like I said, we'll have a link for that in the show notes today, and we'll cover everything that should be needed is on that website. But if you find something you can't figure out a question, you have an answer, or you need an answer to a question you don't know, shoot me a DM, and we'll get in touch with Angelique, and we'll get it squared away for you. But I look forward to seeing everybody down there. Angelique, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us today.
For having me.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show. If you did enjoy it, leave us a big 5-star rating and review. Those continue to help boost us out there so we can continue to grow the community one relationship at a time. Shoot us a DM on Instagram. Shoot us an email. However you can, however we can help you, we want to. And if you have any questions, just let us know. So without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.